Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we are back on some very tiny roads. There is a lot of deviation and a lot of renovation of roads around where I work, so we have to take another paths that are really tough for trucks. And yeah, it's very exciting these days. I can see that a lot of cars are taking these roads also because there is nowhere else to pass, and there is moments that it's very complicated. Right now I'm fully charged with 44 ton, and as you can see, the roads, it's very tiny. I have to slow down and almost to stop so we can pass like that. And this guy was cool, he's slowing down, but there is a lot of people that doesn't realize that there is no space to go. They go at 80 km/h with their car, and when they are 20 meters away from me, they realize they don't have enough space, so they have to enter in the grass on the side. And as you can see, there is a tiny tiny canal there, and you can fall there, so it's quite dangerous. On this uphill, the truck doesn't want to go. 44 ton for 480 horsepower. On the highway, the power is pretty enough, but on roads like that, I can say that it's missing 40 horsepower to feel a little bit more punchy, more powerful. There is one more car coming. It's really a big mess these days here, guys. I'm on the limit all the time. Thank you, mister. Look at these mushrooms. That's very cute, no? So yeah, as I say, it's a very big mess. In the morning when I take my truck, when you start to drive, the rules are you can't drive more than 4 hours 30 without taking a 45 minutes break. And in the morning when I take my truck, I have 1 hour to drive to go to the carrier that it's around here where I am now. I have to charge and to go to another carrier to discharge. And the road from where I take the truck to here, it's 1 hour 10 minutes. And the road to go to another carrier, it's around 1 hour 40 minutes, and to come back the same. So that makes 3 hours 20, and the road to come here, it's around 1 hour 10. So that makes 4 hour 20, 4 hour 30. But it depends a lot of the road condition. It depends if there is road renovation and road traffic. It depends if I'm charged or not. And I have to hurry up a lot, so at the end, when I'm arriving at the 4 hours 30 here back, I have to manage to arrive and to be ready to be charged actually in English at 4 hours 30 or before that. And it's all the time 1 minute, 2 minutes close to it. And I have to say that it's very stressing, you know. All 4 hours 30 driving, at the end your time to depend really on 1-2 minutes. It's very exhausting and very tiring to drive on the limits all the time. As you can see, the road here, there is no holes. Yeah, that's true, but there is a lot of bumps. And with cars you don't really feel it, and you don't feel in danger mainly. But with truck, I'm driving 70 kilometers here per hour, and the whole construction, it's moving and moving. Oh my god. Yeah, I hope you can feel it from your screen, how everything is moving. And yeah, on top of that there is trucks that are coming through this road also, so it's very funny the way we have to pass next to each other. And what we actually do, and I will show you, because many people don't know that this is possible. When you can't pass with another truck, you open your window and you do this. Here is me. Like that, you're really winning space, and you don't have to go too much on the right, where is all the mud, it's wet, it was raining here. Now I swear, if I put my whole right side of my truck and my trailer on this grass here, either the truck is going to just slide and go down, either you're risking to turn the whole construction, and that's not nice at all. Never happened to me, and I hope it will never happen in the future also. Look, there is another guy that wants to pass. Everybody is hurrying up for somewhere. It's not easy to be truck driver in this narrow roads, huh? Not at all. On top of that, I just saw my colleague that told me that he hit another car with his truck. I was wondering why on the entrance of the carrier there was 2 cars there waiting for somebody, and it never happened to random cars to just stand there. I thought they have some problem, but actually they had problem with my colleague. They were waiting him to do the paperwork for the insurance, sorry. I learned French for a few years now, and I have to say that my English becomes more and more bad. Oh, see, you saw how they run from the truck? They're afraid. And yeah, what I wanted to say is that learning another language makes you put aside the ones that you already know, and coming back to the previous languages that you were speaking, yeah, it can be really frustrating sometimes. Otherwise, this new truck feels very, very solid and very good. You know, I'm not a huge fan of Renault, but with the years they're really improving the quality. And yeah, it's with air suspension in the front axle also, so it's very, very, very comfortable. And I'm doing 500 kilometers per day around, 0 highway, on roads like that only. So yeah, there is truck drivers that do 800 kilometers per day, but highway driving, and there is nothing in common, I have to say. This is way more tiring and way more dangerous, and it needs a lot of concentrating also compared to the highway driving. Everybody that drove truck in their life, they have admit that this is way harder than a highway driving. Very comfortable truck. The noise isolation is way better than the previous models of what's the name of the previous model? The Renault Premium and the Renault Magnum, I suppose. I think I don't make mistake, it's the 2 previous models. But yeah, pretty nice. They still use the engine of Volvo and the automatic transmission of Volvo, which is 12 gears. And it's pretty solid. The truck has 468,000 kilometers. feels like brand new to me, to be honest to you. But I have to admit, and to be honest with you guys, for something else that happened last year, I had not the facelift model of this truck. It was around 2020 year maybe, or 2019, and at exactly 500,000 kilometers the automatic gearbox broke. It was very strange because it broke from nothing. I was driving, and at some point the truck starts to make problems on the gears 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and 11, and that was very, very strange for me. I never ever broke nothing on a truck, and I felt very sad for my company and for the truck that broke, because they have no idea how I drive the truck, right? They are far away, they are not in the truck, they don't know. And when your truck broke, they can think that you're, I don't know, driving aggressively or driving it in manual mode and doing, I don't know, accelerating too much or spinning a lot the tires or things like that, which none of that was true. And you know me, I drive very calm, very safe, but they don't know how I drive. They can actually check at few data, because the truck has a lot of things that it's calculating, and if you're smart enough and if you do a investigation, you can see my consumption, and you can see that for this type of roads my consumption is not bad at all. And you can see that I'm not really aggressively driving it. What made me calm is that my boss told me that in this exact same models and in the exact same time, around 500,000 kilometers, 2 more trucks in the Enterprise broke the automatic gearbox. And yeah, it turns out to be either some defect, or maybe because we are driving in mostly roads like that, 500,000 kilometers can feel as 800,000 kilometers maybe on the highway. I really think it's not, how to say, not equally comparable to the same amount of kilometers, because it's one thing to drive here and one thing to drive on highway. It's totally different things. And yeah, maybe this is one of the reasons that they broke, because when you say the life of a truck, usually they say it starts to be bad at around 700,000-800,000 kilometers, that you start to have major problems and bigger bills. Compared to cars, it's about 200,000-300,000 kilometers. So yeah, let me see from where I have, yes, I have to pass from here. So 500,000 kilometers can look as not so much kilometers for a truck, but it depends a lot on what road condition it was driven and how you drive it. Also how you maintenance it, because yeah, I have to admit that it's very strange, the guarantee from Renault when you buy a new truck, you have to change, if I don't do mistake, the oil every 50,000 kilometers, which it's all right, but to be honest, if the truck was mine and I had to take care of it, I would change the oil of the engine and of the gearbox, of course, more often than what the manufacturer matters the most, I think. You have to be calm, you don't have to smash it all the time. You have to respect also the warming period in the morning. I see a lot of colleagues that they start their truck and they go after 15 seconds when they have enough air pressure. Me particularly, I don't do that. I wait at least 2-3 minutes so my truck can really turn the oil all around. It's huge engine. I don't know if you ever saw an engine in front of you of a truck, but it's really big. And when you start the truck and you go after 15 seconds, the oil, it doesn't went everywhere in the engine. It needs some time to be everywhere inside the engine, and to protect the parts. This guy's smoking while cutting grass. That's insane. We're back here in Le Pont, the bridge, it's called, this city, and I think you can see why. There is a very beautiful bridge down here. It's very sympathetic little town, very charming. And yeah, as much as it's tiring driving on roads like that in France, that are very narrow around the cities, national roads as they call them, I have to say that also it's the biggest plus is that it's very interesting. You see all this nice maintenance house with their nice garden and everything, beautiful landscapes, a lot of fields, a lot of animals, which sometimes can be a minus if you hit a, I don't know, a sheep or a deer. It happened once to me to almost hit a deer with the truck, and I already hit a deer with my car, which was not beautiful at all, and the deer died and it broke my car. But drink your water, guys, when you drive. Don't forget about that. It's very, very beautiful.